Amazing swans who swim the lakes and fly with snow-white wings, who lift our spirits and our hearts, adored by queens and kings. The proud mute swan delights us all, so many smiles they bring, from old men to the youngest child. Wait for them every spring. These gentle souls who mate for life, their babies are so small, are facing men with evil eyes, who want to kill them all. They're not a native of our state, but the same applies to me. So everyone who has a heart must stand and fight as one to save these angels from this fate. This battle can be won.
My name is Shirley Bolin, and I'm CEO and President of the Regal Swan Foundation based in Orlando. Our mission is to provide humane treatment and veterinary care for swans worldwide through conservation, research, education, and swan product development. I spoke at the International Swan Symposium held in Easton, Maryland in February 2014. This symposium hosted some of the world's leading swan experts. In 2010, I was nominated as Scientist of the Month by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, IUCN, based in Gland, Switzerland. I also serve as a member of the Swan Specialist Group. The Regal Swan Foundation was honored to be named as a recipient of the prestigious 2013 Nonprofit Conservation Award presented by the John Muir Association as part of its 36th annual John Muir Conservation Awards. John Muir was by far the most important and influential naturalist in the history of environmental conservation. We are privileged to carry the John Muir Association's torch by setting the standard for the conservation of swans worldwide. It is for swan conservation that I would like to share a very important story about the mute swan. Currently, the Regal Swan team is fighting to save the mute swans from being eradicated throughout the U.S., including New York, Michigan, Maryland, and Ohio, and to stop the reintroduction of trumpeter swans into these regions for the sole purpose of being a trophy waterfowl. The U.S. Wildlife Services has deemed the mute swan an invasive species, causing environmental harm as its main reason for trying to eradicate this entire species. Using non-scientific research, the agency's main goal is to raise money for dwindling wildlife budgets. By using mute swans as a scapegoat, hunting licenses and permits can be sold to offset this budget crunch. By 2005, lobbyists and unscrupulous politicians removed the species from the Federal Migratory Bird Act without public input, thereby granting open season on the mute swan. The Regal Swan Foundation strictly opposes this plan due to the fact that these agencies have no scientific research backing any of their claims being used to justify the eradication of an entire species. In fact, through the Regal Swan's research, we have found that this particular species, the mute swan, is critical to the health of an environment. Our research, and that of other scientists, ornithologists, and swan specialists throughout the world, have concluded that this is a sentinel bird, alerting us to changes or hazards to an environment, including heavy metals such as lead and copper, as well as microorganisms that may prove detrimental to other species.